Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Camera 64 podcast. I am your host, Alfonso Chavez, and as always, we're coming to you from sunny San Antonio, Texas, here in the Lone Star State. We're right in the smack dab middle of the Lone Star State. They can wait. But today, guys, I am coming to you not to talk about photography, but I just cannot put aside the fact that there's a lot of stuff going on in our world today, and the more time that I spent looking at it, and the more time that I spent analyzing my own personal analysis of the entire situation, I cannot seem to stop thinking about it, because at this point I feel like we are headed in a direction that is not going to be pleasing for a lot of us. If you're middle class in the U.S., you're going to be feeling a humongous crunch, and it's not going to be fun. And unfortunately, it's something that we all have to worry about. We all have to plan for. And I feel that it's my duty to spread the message. No matter where you're getting the news from, you've got to understand that things are not looking very good for us right now. The war is not in our backyard. That is true. But unfortunately, now the entire world is so tied together. We have so many products that come in from overseas. There's so many different ingredients that come, even if it is made in the U.S., so many different ingredients or supply chains that come from all over the world. And we're just so tightly knit that even though the situation or the war is happening in a whole different part or the other side of the world, unfortunately, we are all feeling the effects of it, and we're going to continue to feel the effects of it. And I worry because I got two young boys, and what's to come of them? What's their future going to look like? And I have to admit that I'm a little bit fearful. I'm a little bit frightened about it. Not to the point of sitting in a corner and continuously crying about it, but definitely something that we need to start planning how it is that we're going to handle this crunch, because that crunch is coming. I just read this morning that starting on tomorrow that the president is going to announce that they are going to remove all energy sources coming from Russia. All. We're talking everything. We're talking gas lines. We're talking oil lines. We're talking anything that has to do with that's energy related is going to be cut off, guys. If gas right now is nearly $4 a gallon right now. I mean, I'm no what's the word? I'm not a person that sits around and crunches numbers about how the economy, how inflation works. None of that. But I can see that if we're at $4 right now, I mean, I would not be surprised if gas reaches $8 a gallon. That's insane. But it's in my own view, I think that it's a possibility. So what does that mean? I've been a truck driver my entire life, guys. And let me tell you, when I worked at FedEx in 2008, and when all shit hit the ceiling there, when gas was nearly $4 a gallon, contractors were willing to give up their routes. They were willing to walk away. They were willing to not drive and deliver your packages, guys. That's how bad $4 a gallon is. Now, can you imagine $8 a gallon? What's going to happen? Where is that going to leave us? And the average 18-wheeler to fill up can hold, some of them are even more, hold more fuel, but the average 18-wheeler holds anywhere between 100 gallons to 300 gallons. Just do the math, guys. Do the math. It's insane. I can't imagine what it's going to look like. Inflation is going to be through the roof, guys. And I'm afraid. I'm frightened. I'm frightened that I could lose my home. I'm frightened that my jobs can decide that, hey, the cost of doing business is just too high. I'm afraid of a lot of stuff, guys, at this point, and I'm not ashamed to say it because I can see the writing on the wall, and things just are not looking good. The reason I'm even deciding to talk about this, and I know that I don't even have a whole bunch of followers, but for the few people that will watch this video, hopefully, I pray for you. I pray that you are paying attention, guys. Americans, guys, we need to pay attention. I'm a Hispanic American. Am I proud of my Hispanic heritage? Yes, absolutely am. But I am a U.S. citizen. My father was a U.S. citizen. His father was a U.S. citizen. Both my grandfathers fought in wars, whether it was World War II or whether it was any other war that happened between then and now. And those were not good times. They never wanted to talk about war because it's just horrific, guys. People giving up their lives in order for their sons, their daughters, their future generations to be able to stand on their shoulders and enjoy the fact that we are enjoying peace. And we've enjoyed peace for a long time, a very long time. But all it takes is that one person, that one guy who for whatever reason still wants to live in this past lifestyle or this past history that they want to somehow bring back. And that, in my opinion, I think that's really what this is all about. He's trying to regain something that the country lost years ago. But those times are gone. Things have changed. Trust me, I know what I'm saying. I myself have lost things in my past. If you know anything about me, or if you've ever known me, I had some great things going on in my life when I was younger, me and my wife together. But there were also some great tragedies, and we ended up losing face with everybody. But it wasn't because I changed. It wasn't because of something that I even did. I had to pay that price. A lot of people don't know that about me. A lot of people don't understand that about me. I could have been cold. I could have been disheartening. I could have learned to hate people. I could have learned to be just as overzealous, I guess, about trying to get revenge for everything that happened to me or things that had happened to me. Same thing with my kids. Things happen to my kids at school that I cannot, there's nothing that I can do to remove that. Those kids acted irresponsibly. My son had to pay the consequences. My son's paid the consequences for that. But that's life. We all have to deal with things. We all have to go through things. And it's not our fault. But we can't harbor it. We can't hold on to it, guys. It only leads to failure. It only leads to hate. It only leads to us making decisions that not only affect ourselves, but all the people around you. Could you imagine if what happened to me was something that I held in? It could have cost me my life. It could have cost me my wife. It could have cost me my family. If I would have allowed that hate to come into my heart and allow it to manifest itself and to come out, my life could have been totally different. It could have been horrible. And I think that that's what Mr. Putin is going through right now. I think that he's trying to relive. He's trying to bring out that hate. He let that hate grow within himself, and it just keeps growing and keeps getting bigger, and to the point where he just lost control. I know people like that. I know people who have lost control in their life, and it's hard. I understand you. I get you. I watch you. I will listen to you. But you got to understand you're wrong. See, when I was in high school, I had a couple of friends, and I really had their back. I would have had their back to the end. But then I found out that those people that I thought were my friends were actually making fun of me, were actually trying to bring me down, trying to make me feel like I didn't belong. Now, I could have taken the road of hate. I could have taken the road of trying to get back at them. I could have taken that road of trying to bring that hatred or that dislike for that person to an extreme. But where does it take me? Where does that lead me? It leads me maybe to jail. It leads me maybe to my own death or demise. Can you imagine if I would have went down that road? I would have never met my wife. I would have never went to college, even though it was a complete failure. I could have never had children. My parents could have been deprived also of having me around. Whether that's good or bad, right? Our decisions, our desire to move ahead, everything that we do has a consequence. It may be short term, it may be long term. But your decision today affects people all around you, not only in this generation, but the next. Now, like I said, I am worried. I'm worried about everything that is going on right now. And it's disturbing. But again, it's not so much for myself, but it's for my family down the line. My generations to come, from my seed, from my family and their kids and their kids' kids. But now we're at the point where the decision of one person, guys, and make no mistake, it's one person, guys. He may get together with other people that surround him and hope and discuss what's going on. But when you're sitting at a table that's, 12 feet away from who you're talking to, is that really a conversation? I don't think so. I think he's making decisions all on his own at this point. And that's scary, guys. That is scary, to say the least. Now, hopefully he comes to his senses, which I seriously doubt at this point. Or hopefully some people around him come to their senses. Now, I'm not about death because, I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. And I believe we should not kill one another. But at least if we can get him captured in some way or another, I think that's what needs to happen, guys. Because he's making decisions that are not good for anybody at this point. And this is serious. I hated to have this talk, but I can't help but not think about it. I cannot help but feel for my generations again to come, not now, but to come. And I hope that the world is a better place for them. I hope and pray that this works itself out. And I will continue to pray for all the people that are involved, both here in our country, and I will pray for Putin himself. Pray that he comes to his senses. But I needed to get this off of my back. Even if nobody watches this video, it's important to me to get this off my back. But I will say we do need to plan, guys. If you are Hispanic or any other race for that matter, we need to plan. You need to understand that our economy is going to go in the toilet really fast, guys. Inflation is going to be at numbers that we never thought of, heard of. I mean, if $8 a gallon for gas sounds ridiculous, imagine what eggs are going to cost. Imagine what milk is going to cost. Everything is related to gas, guys. Everything. Hopefully you were watching this. Hopefully you're planning for this. I wish I had a plan to help you to plan. But I will say this: don't be afraid. If you're a Costco shopper like myself, just pick up one extra thing. Pick up things that you can hold on a shelf for a long time. Rice, beans, things like that. They're inexpensive right now, but those things are going to get really expensive, guys. So if you have the funds and you're able to do it, start saving, start planning right now. Not dollars, guys. I'm talking food. I'm talking shelter. I'm talking things that you're going to need in the event that money is no longer viable or no longer valuable. So this has been the Camera 64 podcast. I know that there's a lot. I know that I opened a huge can of worms here. But I'd like to hear what you guys think, guys. Is anybody out there feeling the way I'm feeling? Is everybody out there that's planning the way that I feel that I need to plan? Is anybody else worried about gas prices or how the economy is going to continue forward? Is anybody worried about the possibility that Putin can use nukes? What does that mean for all of us? Who knows, right? We just don't know. Well, guys, I'm going to call this podcast to an end, but I know this is not about photography, but I feel that this is something that I needed to get off my chest. If you feel the same about any of this that I talked about, or if you have any opinions about anything that I've talked about, please leave a comment below, guys. Now, I love my photography, but right now at this point, I think photography is something that I might put away for a while. Hell, I might even sell some of my cameras because I think that this is important, guys. This really is important, and we all should be thinking about it. So till next time, guys, you take care. Do some of that planning, and hopefully we'll see you and talk to you soon. If there's anything that you want to talk about, just leave a memo down there, and I will definitely address it or talk about that issue if you want to hear my opinion about it. But till next time, guys, you take care, and we'll talk to you soon. This has been the Camera 64 podcast, and I have been your host, Alfonso Chavez. Have a great day, guys.